What were you doing when you were 23? Nikolay Fedek, our next speaker, has built the fastest growing real estate website in New York City. Here's what we can learn from his early success.
By the way, if you leave before we're done with this guy and the new kids in the block, you're crazy. You know what I love about this guy, who I don't really even know, but my gut tells me. Back in the day, we had a guy named Jonathan Butler, and he was a blogger for the Brownstoner. And he was in his early 20s, and he secretly blogged, and Mayor Lynch, where he worked, didn't know it and wouldn't have allowed it. So he stayed as an anonymous blogger as he built this huge audience in Brooklyn. And we had him on stage with a bag over his head. He went on to sell his blog. He's a real estate guy in Brooklyn, famous guy. Lockhart Steele was in a studio apartment in the East Village, and I had the opportunity to meet him, and I said, this is the guy. And he came up here on stage, and he then built the whole Curbed empire with Eater and Rack, and sold it to Vox Media. God love the guy. And Brian Stelter, have you seen him on television? Brian was up here once when he was all of 22, and he's now this hotshot on CNN. We've gotten lucky. We've had some people up here that didn't become famous. But when I heard about this guy and I read his blog, I said, I think this is the next one. So you're a find. Yes. So this, you go by Nico?
Yes.
OK. Nico, tell us, I saw your blog. You are 21?
25.
25. Oh, you're old.
I know. So sad.
Jeez. You're blogging about buildings in New York. Tell us how that all happened.
So I started the website just as a curiosity. I was posting pictures on the skyscraper forums, which you guys should all visit. They're great. Good tips on what's happening on construction and everything. And I just decided to put everything in one dedicated place. So I started.
And you call it skyscraper what?
There are skyscraper forums, but now we have YIMBY forums, so those are great too.
So these are forums where people
nerds post photos of buildings that are under construction.
Wow, and yes. You guys all hang out and check out?
We actually do meetups sometimes, which is quite exciting, but yes.
What kind of crowd is that does this?
I don't know. I feel like on a scale of like 1 to 10 on like the Asperger's, it's like a 1, which is like great. It's like fantastic. So
that's cool. So you're all like Aspergering out together.
You know, it's like on the spectrum, but not like off the spectrum. So,
oh, I got you. Okay, yeah. Good. So now you took these forums, and you said, hey, I'll start blogging about it. Tell me, were you like, oh, this is a big commercial enterprise, or you think, I like doing this, and I want to share it?
I really like doing it. I mean, the intention initially wasn't to make money. It was just to put my photos in one place, and then I started posting more. I worked at the Clinton Global Initiative briefly.
What was it like doing that? Did you meet Bill?
I did meet Bill. He's fantastic, but more fantastic than Bill was the girl who sat next to me at CGI, and she would hit me every day and put a post up, so that was really inspirational.
Wow.
Yes.
She inspired you?
She did, and she would attack me every day I didn't do it, so it was like, you know, an impetus to get going.
Wow. Now who gives you that now, that impetus?
Me, myself, and I.
Wow.
It's a lot, yeah.
But you're into buildings.
Yes.
I mean, it's so clear when I saw your blog. Oh, by the way, tell the audience what the blog is, because it's really quite cool.
So the blog is New York YIMBY. We say yes in my backyard to new development in New York City, and we chronicle all new developments happening in the 5 boroughs and in the metropolitan region. Gotcha.
And now let's talk, Dolly Lenz, have you met her?
Yes.
Had you known her before?
We emailed like once or twice.
Yeah, she's pretty responsive to the media. So she talked about that Midtown corridor and all that fancy-dancy stuff going on up. Give the audience a clue of what, I mean, that's just kind of weird up there, all that stuff. It's expensive.
I mean, I wouldn't say it's weird. I think it's the next phase of evolution for the city. And I think if you look at 57th Street right now, I mean, first you had 157 go up, then you had 432 Park Avenue go up. And you look at
By the way, 157 gang is that huge skyline disruptor.
Between 6th and 7th Avenue. It's actually only at 1,005 feet tall, but 432 is 1,400 feet tall. So
where's 432?
57th and Park.
57th and Park. So right on Park Avenue.
Right on Park Avenue.
Right, and so these are, that one though is just a straight up.
Exactly.
I mean, it really like stands out with Central Park.
And I think it's going to set the tone for the next round of new developments because you have 217 West 57th Street coming online, you have 111 West 57th Street, and those are both going to be taller than 432 Park Avenue. So it's funny when you see people complain about the skyline and say it looks like a sore finger. You just have to wait another 2 or 3 years, and it's going to look a lot better. That's all.
Like a whole hand then.
Like a whole hand, exactly.
So now it's kind of doing this, and then it's going to be
right. Right now it's a middle finger, and soon it'll be like a high five, I guess.
Gotcha. Let's go. Isn't this guy great? He's got personality. This is a guy New Yorker. So give us some colors, some stories. Some of the, I mean, these things are selling for
a lot. I think
8,000 square foot.
Correct. The penthouse on 220 Central Park South, which we posted the final design for today, that I believe is rumored to be going for $200 million for 18,000 square feet or so. So
200 million. That's 9,000 a square foot, right? Do I have it?
It's a lot. It's a big number.
Yeah. Math isn't your thing.
It's like 11,000 a square foot or something, but you know.
Oh my God! Now who bought that?
There was a rumor it was a Qatari. Then there was a rumor it was a hedge funder. I don't believe it's been confirmed.
So either tech or hedge.
Tech or hedge, yeah.
Yeah.
Or Arab, you know, one of the three.
Now, what I like about your blog, you're into design and space and buildings. You're not into the celebrity part of it. That's not really motivates you.
I feel like the buildings are the celebrities. I mean, you look at the New York skyline and you see the Empire State Building, the Chrysler Building, and you're going to look at 57th Street in another 10 years and you'll see the collection of new towers. And I mean, 100 years in the future, are people going to think more about the celebrities who lived in New York at this time, or are they going to look at the buildings that are hopefully still there and say, wow, those were really great, you know?
Leo will be dead, and you
I
might be alive.
Dead. I'll probably be dead. That's okay.
Who knows, yeah. So, and tell me what inspired, you like real estate. Did you always like real estate as a kid? Or
I
what?
did. I played SimCity starting at like 5 years old.
SimCity?
SimCity, yes.
That was invented in a neighborhood where I lived. It's really a cool program.
Maxis, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Amazing. Mm-hmm. So you played that instead of playing with...
Outside, yes.
Right. So you dug real estate. Did you have family in real estate?
No, my mother was foreign service, so we hopped around the world until I was 12, and then we moved back to Washington, D.C., and then I moved to New York when I was 18. So.
Is she still in foreign service?
She just retired.
Really? Wow. And so what's your ambition with this thing?
I think the ambition is to go everywhere and spread the message that development's a good thing. I mean, I think we have...
Well, say that again.
Wait, I don't know what I just said. I think...
You said spread the message that development is a good thing.
Yes, I think it is. I mean, I think...
See, I came from the generation where development was a bad thing. Well, environmentalism in Berkeley.
Right, but I think
and you say that with a straight face. When you go to a party, do you say that?
I do. I say it, and people yell sometimes, but I just talk louder. So I think environmentalism and development do go hand in hand, because if you look at a super tall going up on 57th Street, you stack those rich people high instead of getting them spread out in Alpine, New Jersey, or whatever that is. That's reducing the impact substantially of what they're doing to the environment. Honestly, it is. So, I mean, I think development's a great thing.
He's going to be famous, I guarantee you. So you're pro-development, that's where the YIMBY, the NIMBY...
Right, correct. We're not pro-all development. I mean, obviously, I wouldn't support sprawl out in the middle of nowhere, which is why we support good development in New York City, where it should be happening.
Now, you're not being bribed by developers? They're not paying you to write about their projects?
You know, it's shocking how hard it is to get advertisers for this stuff, actually, because when you're posting everyone's internal documents and all that kind of stuff, they don't really take too kindly to that. But,
they don't want you.
Right, exactly. But that's okay. So.
Now, Curb talks about buildings, but you talk about it differently. Explain the difference.
Well, I think Curb's niche is snark, and that's great. I mean, we love
You don't
Curb.
think you're snarky?
We're not snarky, no. But I think snarky...
You're a little snarky on stage.
I mean,
you don't like that word, right?
I don't like it for me, but I mean, I think it's okay to be... it's okay to have personality. It's just Curbed is different from YIMBY, and they're really great. I mean, we link to each other all the time. Actually, one of our editors is a weekend editor at Curbed, so Curbed's fantastic.
Where do you live?
I live in the financial district.
What do you do? What's it like living there?
I worry every time there's a storm coming because I think my building is going to go underwater. So.
Now, are you in a new development?
I am in a relatively new conversion.
Do you have a bunch of roommates?
No.
All by yourself?
Yes.
That's fascinating. So tell us one little... I just wonder, how do you afford that?
I mean, I have a business partner, and he's fantastic, and he takes care of all the ad stuff and everything.
Oh,
so,
good. So you are getting the ads now?
We have ads.
Yeah, that's good. Well, you know, where I learned about you, we went to see, see if I can remember her name. Where's Emily when I need her? Really smart building historian in New York City.
Okay.
She said, she had you on a panel at NYU or something, and she told us how great you were. And she was a developer, but she said you had an attitude, and it was really refreshing. So tell us about how you present it visual and a little bit of writing, right? But primarily visual.
I mean, the visual is important. I think a picture is worth 1,000 words. I mean, you have writing to back it up. But I think the important thing is if you have an image, I mean, you have a representation of intention, basically. So you can use that as a source. And I think people really didn't use images when it came to development reporting until we came along, really, because renderings weren't a thing. No one did construction drawings or construction updates, even. It was just you gave your rendering to the New York Times when you were ready to open your sales or rental office, whatever it was. And so I think we took that approach and said, let's go 3 years ahead, and that's really worked out well for us. So.
Is your readership growing?
Yes, we're up to 250,000 monthly visits, so that's pretty
fantastic.
good.
That's great. Hey, we wish you luck.
Thank
We're
you.
going to follow you, and we'd like to have you back. You're fantastic.
Thank you.